Welcome back, everyone. Today we will unlock a very familiar equation with many applications in daily life, the logarithmic function. Before we jump into the lesson, I encourage you to watch the lessons on exponential and inverse function first, as they are tightly related to logarithms. For now, let's briefly review a few quick examples from earlier grades. Take a look at the top of the slide. We know that log base 2 of a equals 3, as 2 to the power of 3 equals 8. Similarly, log base a of 1 equals 0, because any non-zero a raised to the power of 0 equals 1. We can also work with fractions. Log base 10 of 1 over 1000 equals negative 3. As 10 to the power of negative 3 equals 1 over 1000. Essentially, a logarithm answers the question, to what power must we raise the base to get this number? Now, let's formalize this into a function. A logarithmic function has the form y equals log base a of x. This function is the inverse of the exponential function x equals a to the power of y. Notice how the inputs and outputs swap between the two forms. There are a few key properties and restrictions we need to keep in mind for this function. First, a is a base, and it must always be greater than 0 and cannot equal 1. Second, the domain consists of only positive numbers. You cannot take logarithms of a negative number or 0. Third, the range includes all real numbers, from negative infinity to positive infinity. Because log base a of 1 equals 0, the graph always passes through the point 1, 0. It also features a vertical asymptote at x equals 0, meaning the curve approaches the y-axis but never touches it. Now, let's watch the animation to see how the graph transforms with different bases. Next, let's look at the law of logarithms. First, product rule. Adding logs with the same base means multiplying their arguments. Here, the base is a, and the arguments are x and y. Second, quotient rule. Subtracting logs means dividing their arguments. Third, power rule. You can move an argument's exponent to the front as a multiplier. Fourth, identity rules. Remember that log base a of 1 equals 0 and log base a of a equals 1. Additionally, recall that e is Euler's number that we already learned in the lesson of exponential function. Logs using the natural base e are written as lnx, known as the natural logarithm. Finally, the change of base formulas allow you to rewrite terms for easy calculation. Most importantly, you can convert any base to a natural log using log base a of x equals the natural log of x over the natural log of a. Up next, we will solve several exercises using these formulas. At the beginning of each exercise, I will highlight which formulas on the left are being used. Feel free to pause the video or rewind to study the solutions closely. Now let's focus on a highly important specific type of logarithm, the natural logarithm. As you can see, the natural logarithm is written as y equals ln x, or y equals the natural log of x, which is just short for a log that uses Euler's number e as its base, or log base e of x. Just like our standard definition, this statement is completely interchangeable with its exponential form, meaning y equals ln x if and only if x equals e to the power of y. Because the functions y equals e to the power of x and y equals natural log of x are inverses of each other, their graphs share a unique geometric relationship. They are perfectly symmetric about the diagonal line y equals x. Similarly, this exact same inverse relationship and symmetry applies if we introduce a constant multiplier a. The graphs of y equals e to the power of ax and y equals ln x over a are also reflections of one another across that same diagonal line. Keep this visual symmetry in mind whenever you are working with natural exponential or logarithmic curves. So this is the end of our lesson today. You can explore more about functions in my other videos. Thank you for watching and see you next time.